Welcome back to the series on full stack Next.js development, and in this video we'll learn about nested routing. Let's understand how Next.js creates nested routes using its file system with the help of an illustration. So as you can see over here, your root URL starts with a slash followed by subsequent words where each word starting with the slash except the first word represents a nested route. If you see this, you can see that we have a root layout in our application named layout.js, which represents the root layout. This layout is a wrapper over our route page or the home page, which represents our application's web page. The page is created by a standard file named called page.js. If you remember, in our application code, we had this layout.js file and page.js file provided to us out of the box by Next.js. I'll quickly close this. Also, this page can be further replaced by another nested route by creating new folders under app folder and creating layout and page files for those pages respectively. So as you have seen before, we have this blog page inside our application. We have created it by creating another folder under app, that is blog, and inside that we have created page.js file. So layout.js file helps us in creating partial re-rendering of the application. For example, if we have some dynamic content changing over here, but we want to keep our headers and footers static, we can add our headers and footers over here at the top and bottom of the children prop, which will prevent our application from re-rendering those DOM elements and improve the application performance. Since we did not have any requirement for layout.js file in blog, we have not added it. So this makes us understand that layout.js file is an optional file. We may or may not have this file in our application under a nested route depending on the respective scenario. Let's test this out with a quick example. So under components, I'll create a new file called header and name it header.jsx. Inside this, I'll create a new React component and I'll import this component inside our layout.js file at the top. I'll also have to import this component and I'll save this. I'll once again run our application using npm run dev. So on our home page, you can see that we have header shown over here. And if I go to our blog page, you can see that the header is shown over here as well. So header is shared between different components and different nested routes since it is shared under layout, and the dynamic content, that is the page, is being replaced by the nested page inside it. We could also create a layout under blog, and let me show you how. I would simply have to create a layout.js file. I'll create a new component inside this. This will also remove this error which we are getting since we did not export any component in it. I'll add some text over here and name it blog layout. And now if I save it, notice the difference. You can see that we have blog layout shown over here and it changes when we change the page. It's not shown on the home page, but it is along with the header in the blog page with blog layout. But what about the previous data that we had over here? What about our page.js content? So now let's get back to our Visual Studio Code, and you can see that we are not passing any props or we are not using the information that is provided to us by Next.js in order to tell this layout what it should do about the pages that are coming in. So what we'll do is we'll pass a children prop provided to us by React props inside this component, format this and save. And now if we get back to our web browser, you can see that we have blog layout coming in with all the previous data that we had. If I get back to our home page, you can see that we don't have it over here, but we have it specifically over here in the blog page. So this is the concept of partial re-rendering, where Next.js performs partial re-rendering of the sections in the code where we have dynamic data loading. So that's it about nested routing. We have seen how we can create different pages inside our existing page and how we can create a layout wrapper around it. In the next video, we will learn how we can navigate from one page to another and also how to pass dynamic IDs, use it in a web page, and how to create nested pages to use those dynamic IDs. If you have any problems so far, feel free to comment down below. Make sure to like, share and subscribe this video and keep following this playlist for the upcoming videos. See you guys in the next video. Bye.